G'day, my name's Adam Hills. Welcome to Spicks and Specks, the music quiz show that doesn't understand why the Foo Fighters can't all just get along. Our two team captains each and every week are the Stone Temple pilot Alan Bro and the Radiohead Miff Warhurst. Alan's first guest tonight made his stage debut at the age of 16, was crowned Queen of Pop 3 years running and became known as the one with a heart on Australian Idol. She's been a star in Australian music since Jesus Christ Superstar was in short pants. Please welcome Marcia Hines. Alan's second team member is a musical comedian called the Bedroom Philosopher, who had a hit with the album and stage show songs from the 86 tram, then broke his humerus when his bike got stuck in the tracks of the 86 tram. It's a good thing he didn't write Big Jet Plane. Please welcome Justin Heazlewood. His first guest tonight is the lead singer of an Aussie band who, since their first single release in 2008, have amassed close to 700,000 fans on MySpace. Not bad, considering everyone these days is on Facebook. From Short Stack, please welcome Shaun Diviney. His final guest tonight is a stand-up comedian who has found a national audience on radio and television. He recently enjoyed success on the big screen too when he defeated his own kids at video games on his massive plasma TV. Please welcome Peter Helliar. Marcia, you first came to fame at the age of 16.
I did, yes.
When you came to Australia to appear in Hair. Shaun, you were how old when your first album was released?
17 or 18, I think.
So, basically, really hitting it young in the entertainment industry.
Yes.
Because that must have been amazing, because to think that you came to Australia at the age of 16 to appear in Hair.
Yeah.
And you told people you were 18, is that right?
Yeah, I tried to lie, but my mother said, you know, if they find out, they're going to kick you out and send you back to America. So
It's much better for everyone to know there's a nude 16-year-old on stage.
Well, you know, people talk about the nude scene. I reckon if you blink, you missed it.
People would have been prepared. They wouldn't have blinked, Marcia. They wouldn't have...
Well, it was quietly done under really subdued lighting under a silk parachute.
I remember seeing another version of it, and I watched it with my mum, and I remember thinking, this is not right. I said, someone turn the lights on. I want to see some
See what I'm
things.
saying? Yeah.
Is it on YouTube?
We didn't have YouTube then.
What a horrible world. What did you watch on your iPhone?
And now, Justin, at the age of, what, 17 or 18, you actually went to your first concert.
Yes, Silverchair came to Tasmania, and I was up the back and I couldn't really see, so I had to start sort of jumping up to try and see over people, and then some guy saw me doing it and thought it was kind of cool, and he started jumping up and down. And that's how moshing started.
Now I'm going to pick a topic. Everybody will be quizzed on that topic. Choices tonight are country and western, opera, disco, and US pop punk. Alan, you can pick the first topic tonight.
We'll have disco, please.
Certainly, Miff.
Can we have US pop punk?
You sure can. We'll start with disco. Everyone on your buzzers. Let's play Spicks and Specks. First question for 1 point. What can you tell from the way I use my walk?
You can tell by the way I use my walk. A woman's man.
Yep, and the next bit?
No time to talk.
Yes, first point of the game.
Good start. There we go. Thanks.
Yep. Next question for 2 points. Have a look at this clip of disco hit La Freak.
Just come on down to the floor.
I need two things. The name of the band and the 70s nightclub that inspired the song. Yes.
Chic, and the nightclub was Studio 54.
It was. Miff Warhurst, 2 points.
Well done.
Finally, for 3 points, have a listen to this mashup of some famous disco-era riffs. Name all 3 songs. Oh, yes.
Born to be Alive.
Yes, Patrick Hernandez.
Knock on Wood.
Amy Stewart, yes.
Oh, I'm sitting here whizzing my heart out, baby. Yeah,
Hot Stuff, Donna Summer, 3 points out of 3. Well, we're talking disco. We've got someone here who busted out more disco in this studio than possibly anybody else in Australia.
I did, and I grew up with Donna Summer. There you go.
Not listening to her, but with her.
With her. She hated me.
Did she?
She did. Yeah, her baby sister was my best friend.
That's amazing.
Cool, huh?
And what's great is we've tracked down a clip of you busting out a bit of disco during the countdown era.
I love that.
That's awesome.
That's in this studio, 1977. Awesome, man. Huh? Check out that for some special effects. You don't get that in your videos nowadays. That was 77. You first came to Australia in
70.
And then in 71, there was an album that was quite influential for you that you have now made your own version
Yes.
of, which is Carole King's Tapestry.
Yes, beautiful album.
The amount of songs on that are
they're
just
beautiful.
classics, are just ridiculous.
They're beautiful to sing. That was the thing that really made me want to do it, because they're actually beautiful songs. They're melodic. They mean something. They're saying something, and they're very conversational.
Because looking at that album, I was kind of thinking, could you not have chosen, like, maybe a less iconic...
Well, you know, I did think in the end, what were you thinking, stupid?
Well, I mean, even... And at one point, I went through the other albums just released that year in 1971
Yeah.
and thought, surely there's even an easier album from 71. These are the charts of the most popular album from 1971. Led Zeppelin, 4. The Who, Who's Next? Carole King, Tapestry. The Rolling Stones, Sticky Fingers. Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? Black Sabbath, Paranoid. Joni Mitchell, Blue. John Lennon, Imagine.
Nice time to grow up, man. It was a nice time to grow up.
Without demeaning current music, the year that you were 17, 2006, the top-selling albums included Nelly Furtado, Taylor Swift, and the High School Musical soundtrack.
I won't have you ripping on Efron, man. That's not on.
On who?
Zac Efron.
Oh, sorry, I had no idea what you were talking about. All right, let's get on to US pop punk. Your first question for 1 point. Green Day's second album shares its name with which 1960s game involving marbles, pickup sticks and a plastic tube? Yes?
Dookie?
No. I'll go to this side.
Is it Kaplunk?
It is Kaplunk. Yes, that's it.
I was thinking of Dookie. I was going to buzz in. He'll eventually answer it.
For 2 points, have a look at this clip. Name the song and the band. Yep.
I know one part of this.
Yep.
The band's Blink-182.
Yes.
And
the song?
My brain's repressed it.
Don't know the song.
Yeah.
But he does.
Before you do, can I just point out, this is never going to be the front row to Blink-182 concert.
No, because I've got pubes.
Over to this side.
All the small things.
All the small things is indeed the song.
That's right, we got one.
Blink-182, of course, have been described as skate punk, pop punk, and by anyone over 35 as not punk.
And gods.
They are your biggest crushes, aren't they?
I actually met Mark at the MTV Awards, and I went quiet, and my eyes watered, and I was like,
Really?
it was the first moment where we actually felt cool because our record label went and brought him backstage, and he met us, and he didn't meet the other bands. We were like, yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
So in the green room when your eyes watered up when you met me, what was that all about?
That was a different emotion, Peter.
That was...
I think that was more to do with the cologne. You guys appeared on, was it Sunrise?
Yeah.
There were Screaming Girls, and it really was quite Beatles-esque. And clearly an ABC audience, a lot different. Is it weird for you to be in front of an audience who aren't throwing underwear at you?
It's refreshing.
Well, hang on then.
You are a good-looking bunch of boys.
Thank you.
If somebody came into the band who was actually really quite ugly, but were really good at playing music, you can't have one ugly dude in the band. That's why they got rid of a guy in Bon Jovi because he was ugly. You know, Bon Jovi are a band, you don't know who they are. But would you allow an ugly person in your band?
Yeah, definitely. We have to.
Would you allow an ugly person back?
3 points along to your final question. You can be forgiven for wondering if some groups spend as much time on hair and threads as on the music. Have a look at this. Name the bands from the outfits.
We'll just have a go. You
My
should-
Chemical Romance.
Yep.
Panic at the Disco.
Yep.
Good Charlotte.
Yeah, 3 points out of 3. That is awesome. You know, have a look at the bands of today. You know, I'm so glad the bands that when I was a kid didn't dress like that.
You're breaking my heart.
Loved it.
Let's talk about Short Stack. When you started out, you were like, what, 15, 16 years old?
Yeah.
You actually were too young to play in bars.
We're pretty young-looking kids as well. So we couldn't do anything, so we just put our music on the internet, and it kind of took off.
So then when you did start playing live gigs, you didn't
Yeah.
have to win over punters who didn't know your music.
Yeah, exactly. There's only been a handful of gigs we've played where people haven't sung the words, which is a bit odd.
The amount of views that your videos have had on YouTube is something massive.
Yeah, I think it's up to a couple million all up.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah.
pretty
I mean,
cool.
to put that in perspective, that is slightly more than the cat playing the piano, but a little less than the monkey that smells its own finger. But still very impressive. You're now playing to, what, 1,500, 2,000 people a night?
Yeah, it's kind of cool. We sold out the Opera House earlier, which is awesome. That's probably one of the coolest gigs we've done.
I mean, you've got to bear in mind that every one of your fans has to bring an adult, so really it's hard.
Your hair was massive.
It
Or
was.
It was out here. Like
I looked
you,
like a
if you-
transsexual.
But you liked it, though.
I did. I was a
liked
little
it.
bit too much into it, to tell you the truth.
Really? How much cans of hairspray would you go through on a weekly basis?
We went to this awards show, and Andy, our bass player, was there. And he was just spraying away. And there were literally models in there complaining about how much hairspray he was.
How's the carbon footprint going? All right. Let's drive away with your Prius with your hair.
At the end of the first round, the scores are Alan, Marcia, Justin on 5 points, Miss Shaun, Peter out in front, 7 points. Each team will be given 3 stories from the life of an opposing team member. One of those stories is true, one is half true, and one is completely untrue. You have to work out which one is which. Miff, Shaun, Pete, here are your 3 stories from the life of Marcia Hines. 1. Marcia Hines spends all weekend, every weekend, going to random real estate open for inspections. Story 2. Marcia likes to hold her breath in public places just to see how long she can hold it for. Or 3. Marcia is terrified of the sound of motorbikes to the point of having had hypnotherapy to treat it. Which one's true, which one's half true, and which is completely untrue?
I know Marcia lives in Newcastle, and I went to school in Newcastle, and there's only a handful of nice houses, so you wouldn't have very many weekends to choose from. So it's definitely not the first one.
It doesn't matter, though. When you're obsessed with other people's houses, you look at anything. I've got that problem.
Marcia goes
Are we
and,
allowed to
like,
ask
checks out
Marcia
the-
some questions?
Yeah, I mean, Marcia, you know,
yeah.
it helps your team if you don't give too much away.
Oh, okay.
Maybe you could ask them through me.
Okay. Alan, does Marcia enjoy looking at certain websites and call it real estate porn?
You don't have to answer that question.
Yeah, real estate.
Real estate porn. I just sit there and dream about where I could be living and just look at other people's houses.
I tend to go straight for the porn.
I like barely legal townhouses. All falling down and stuff.
How do we ascertain whether or not
I don't know.
Marcia's-
I wouldn't mind testing something. Can you close your eyes, Marcia? Just close your eyes. It's nice and... Did she flinch?
Not a
Nothing,
flinch.
not a thing.
Not scared of
not a thing.
motorbikes. Not scared of motorbikes.
Motorbikes is out, I reckon.
Yeah.
But, you know,
So you're not scared of motorbikes?
Not scared of motorbikes.
well, I could be
Completely
cured.
not.
It's amazing.
I
It's a
could be
miracle.
cured.
Oh, having
you know?
already been to hypnotherapy,
Yeah, see, I
it'd
could be
over.
cured.
Ah.
The alternative is that sounded nothing like a motorbike.
Why would someone hold their breath in public?
She has hung out with Kyle Sandlands quite a bit. That could have something to do with it. Yeah,
Maybe it could help, like, her singing.
I can't imagine Marcia in public places holding her breath.
Actually, the only reason you might is if you had some sort of phobia about other people's germs, perhaps.
No, I just used a hand wash for that one.
Are you afraid of germs? Close your eyes again, Marcia.
You stay over there.
He's going to sneeze on
I don't know what he's going to do staying over there.
I reckon one is half true. I reckon she goes to open for inspections, but not every weekend. I reckon my test actually found something out.
Yeah.
And I think she was completely terrified of motorbikes until hypnotherapy, and she doesn't hold her breath.
Okay.
Half true, not true, true.
Okay, the untrue story is that Marcia is terrified of the sound of motorbikes.
Oh!
You quite like motorbikes, don't
I
you?
love the sound of
That's what I meant.
The half-true story is that Marcia spends all weekend, every weekend, going to random real estate open for inspections. Because the whole truth is, Marcia likes to hold her breath in public places just to see how long she can hold it for.
It's just, you know, practice, you know?
What's your record?
Oh, just under a minute.
For singing, breathing purposes?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Or when I'm holding a note on stage, I have to sort of try and think to myself, okay, so you're going to hold this note. That person's walking from there to there. You have to sing until they get to there. That's interesting.
Really?
Yeah.
What happens if they stop for a chat?
My thing is to sing a note for so long that I just go.
Oh, how'd you go?
Oh, not very well. I was trying to sing. I was trying to hold my breath until you stopped answering the
Speaking?
question. no offence, but it's really hard.
It's hard, isn't it?
It's really hard. It's weird
And
holding
the
your...
more you think about it, the harder it is. It's the
Yeah.
weirdest
All right,
thing.
a point for the first person to pass out. What we go?
Rove?
Alan, Marcia, Justin, here are 3 stories from the life of Short Stack's Shaun Diviney.
This will be good.
In the Youth Olympics, Shaun wrestled with the Prince of Jakarta. Shaun has a pizza named after him at the Budgie Woy Pizza Hut, which is the lot with no seafood. And 3, he is descended from Spanish royalty who were taken prisoner and later shipwrecked in 1588. One of those is true, one is half true, and one is completely untrue. Which is which?
I wonder whether there is actually a Pizza Hut at Budgie Woy.
Yeah, there is.
There is?
Seen it, yeah.
Oh, OK.
I think Budgie Woy is Aboriginal for Pizza Hut.
Is it tough being from Budgie Woy? Because you can't really honour your hometown in a song.
It's not really worth singing about, to tell you the truth.
Hey, remember you're going to have to go back there. You know, that's it.
Have you played many gigs in Budgie Woy?
Actually, we did play one. There was like an RSL club,
Yeah.
and we came back there when we did our last album, and it was like nuts. There were like 1,200 kids in like this 400-person venue, and
So you got to go, hello, Budgie Woy!
first time ever.
That's great.
Does everyone go Budgie, 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 Woy, Woy, Woy?
In the Youth Olympics, have wrestled the Prince of Jakarta.
Is there a Youth Olympics?
Yeah, there is a Youth
What is
Olympics.
it, like texting and...
Yeah. and, you know, going, oh, yeah, whatever. Yeah.
synchronised aloofness?
Yeah.
What's this 1500 malarkey down the bottom? That can't be
You
true.
look Spanish.
Ole.
Ole to you, baby.
He speaks it as well.
With all due respect, 1558. Nah, that's a long time ago,
It
baby.
is a long time ago. I reckon the top
Top
one's true and the bottom one's half true.
So we're going true, not true, half true.
Half true.
All right.
Yeah.
The untrue story is that Shaun has a pizza named after him at the Pizza
Oh,
Hut in Budgie
well
Woy.
done.
Excellent, you got that completely correct.
Yes. Now, we got it round the wrong way, didn't we?
Yes.
Yeah.
The half-true story is that in the Youth Olympics he wrestled the Prince of Jakarta. Because the truth is, you played lacrosse in the Youth Olympics and were presented with a medal by the Prince of Jakarta.
I kind of screwed it up because I thought I was meant to give 3 false and 1 correct. So that never happened.
Oh my God! He's only been alive for 21 years and already making shit up about it. Are any of these true?
Yeah. The bottom
Spanish.
one is completely 100% true. 1588 was the Spanish Armada, and my grandfather swore that we descended from Spanish royalty, and then we got shipwrecked, and then some way or another we worked our way over to Ireland.
Wait a minute. There is a difference between your grandfather swearing and it being actually true.
What are you saying about grandfather Short Stack, Alan?
It could be right. It's just that if I believed everything my grandfather said, I'd be dead and a woman. There is the potential that none of those were true.
I'm feeling that. Yeah.
OK,
yeah.
this game is a forfeit.
Well, you got 1 point because you were right about the fact that the pizza was not named after Shaun.
Well, that might be the only true one.
You don't get a point for saying half true when the true story is that you were descended from Spanish royalty who were taken prisoner and later shipwrecked.
I promise it's true.
Yeah, and the other one that you said was true was not only half true, it actually wasn't true at all.
So we get a point.
I played lacrosse in high school once, so that was wrestling, wasn't it? I
I
wrestled
think
in high
you've done
school
enough
once.
damage.
I am going to award a bonus point to Alan's team. At the end of that round, the scores are Alan, Marcia, Justin on 7 points. Miff, Shaun and Pete still in front, though, 8 points.
Nice.
One member of each team will be singing well-known songs using the words of a completely unrelated book. Your teammates have to identify the songs. Shaun, you'll be singing first for Miff and Pete, and you'll be taking your lyrics from...
The internet?
The Bionic Woman, Double Identity. Oh. That's your book, those are your songs. Ladies and gentlemen, Shaun Diviney.
There's a woman in there, Oscar, who has been left with 2 ruined and useless legs, an arm and shoulder crushed beyond repair.
Yes. First question, answered by me tonight. my shot closer, please?
Pete, you're pretty confident, aren't you?
Rolling. Hey Jude by the Beatles.
Hey Jude by the Beatles, yes, well done.
Well done.
Song 2, please, Shaun.
Well, it's just like that you'll never be able to look at me again. Maybe like it to admire my legs or something, knowing so much of me doesn't make any difference whether you're bionic, onic, or she stopped realizing that she had a played a loving trick.
Yes.
Yeah, you got it? You want it?
Hey Jude. Hey Jude.
Umbrella.
It's Umbrella by Rihanna. Final song, please.
Jamie used her bionic fingernails to cut through the heavy mesh, and in a moment she had reached inside the security case to retrieve the unit. She turned to a table nearby.
Stay back. It's We Were Rocky by Queen.
Yes, it is. Marcia, you'll be singing for Alan and Justin, and you'll be taking your lyrics from Let's Use String. That is your book, those are your songs, ladies and gentlemen. Marcia Hines.
There are many varieties of string. Think thin, rough and smooth and soft and stiff. Shiny, though tightly wound and gently twisted.
Oh.
These words describe the texture you experiment.
You guys are very close, but I know the other team have got it.
I hope I've got it.
No, I don't know it. Do you?
No.
Sorry.
Okay. Myth?
Roxanne?
It's Roxanne by the Police. Yes.
Thank you.
Song 2, please.
Gluing string to a flat is called a collage. You could begin at edge and make all go round as I towards the center to make, or could work out from. We'll find out what looks.
Once again, I think the other team might have it.
It sounds like Redemption Song by Bob Marley.
It's not. I'm going to let the other team have a go because I think you know it.
Is it Sitting on a Dock of the Bay?
Yes, it is. Yeah! Final song, please, Marcia.
Once you have discovered the shapes and textures can make.
Will You Still Love Me Tomorrow?
Yes, it is by Carol King. Yes, Will You Love Me Tomorrow by Carol King. Marcia Hines. At the end of that round, the scores are Alan, Marcia, Justin on 8 points. Miff, Shaun and Pete have shot to the lead, 13 points. Teams, hands on your buzzers. 1 point for a correct answer, 1 point off for a wrong answer. Your questions start now. In 2000, who let the dogs out? Yes.
Baha Man.
The Baha Men. According to the song Where It's At, Beck is in possession of which... Yes?
2 turntables and a microphone.
Yes, indeed. Featuring John Mayer, in 2008, Fall Out Boy released a cover, yes?
Beat It.
Of which Michael Jackson song? Beat It. Which famous photographer took the last photo of John Lennon 4 hours before he was killed? Yes.
Oh, I'd maybe Leibovitz.
Yes, Annie Leibovitz.
Good on you.
In which song would you find a werewolf drinking a pina colada at Trader Vic's?
Werewolves of London.
Yes, Werewolves of London. And your final question, what sound does a werewolf make after having one too many pina coladas at Trader Vic's? That's the answer I was looking for, yes. At the end of the show, the final scores are Alan, Marcia, Justin ended up on 10 points. Miff, Shaun, Pete won the day, 19 points. Would you please thank all our guests for tonight, Marcia Hines, Justin Heazlewood, Shaun Diviney and Pete Helliar. And And, of course, our 2 team captains, Alan Bro and Miff Warhurst. We leave you tonight with a performance by the Bedroom Philosopher with a song entitled Musical Clearance Sale. Thanks for watching Spicks and Specks. My name's Adam Hills. Good night, Australia.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Bedroom Philosopher's Musical Clearance Madness Bonanza. With slash prices across the store. For you guitar lords, we've got hordes of chords. We've got G, E, C. Put them all together, get Green Day's entire discography. J, D, C, J, E, C. For you jazz bastards, check out our specialist range. A augmented, D diminished, and a super rare H chord imported from Bolivia. Some assembly required. What about lyrics? All subjects, all styles from indie folk. My heart is a shadow of an echo of a mirror. Country, my baby dad. Now she's cheating on me with Jesus. Can we rock like a frog in a sock? Price is lower than a groupie's self-esteem. Come on, windmills slashed. Scissor kicks drastically reduced in these shorts. Damn you, Hendrix, did you have to set our prices ablaze? Classical, ska, polka and punk, emo, screamo, electro and crunk. Everything for the discerning musical lover. So tune in, drop out, grab a bargain at the Bedroom Philosopher's Musical Clearance Madness Bonanza. Because the Bedroom Philosopher's continental! We're talking 24 carat Sid Barrett retail schizophrenia. Hurry before he takes up all his loose stock and turns it into this. Australia's national anthem.